Hey y'all, what's up, Brooklyn Squad? Good afternoon, good afternoon. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is having a blessed day. Welcome. It's been a minute. We haven't been on YouTube, right? It's been a minute. We haven't been on YouTube, but it has not been a minute that I've been posting every single day on true crime cases and also interviews, okay? So if you've been following me, you know that I've been posting a lot on TikTok. And on TikTok, if you haven't been on TikTok, then I also downloaded to my YouTube platform, which is YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Clapper, and a lot more. Okay. And don't forget Twitter as well. Well, today we have a special guest. We have a special guest, right? Now, this story came to me because there was a young lady who is going through some heartbroken situation in her life with her son. So I invited another young lady to join us, right? Because she went through the same thing. And as we know, we need to give this parent some advice respectfully, right? I don't have to tell y'all that because my Brooklyn squad, y'all so respectful. I don't even have to tell y'all that. But another young lady will be joining us in a few. But for right now, I'm going to bring the mother up who will be joining us. And she has, and Amani's army is here, and we have Linda here, and both of them is right on time. And look at them looking so beautiful. Okay. I'm going to add Ms. Linda. Look at you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, Mom. And I'm also going to add Amani's Army, Miss Tiffany. Now, because I was cooking, running around like a housewife and a content creator like I do, I forgot to tell Miss Linda that Tiffany will be joining us. I'm so sorry.
No,
Now,
that's fine.
the reason I asked Tiffany to join us because, woo, I interviewed Tiffany a while back, and what you're going through, she went through the exact thing. So you're gonna need some advice, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
need some feedback. You're gonna need some help. I could spread awareness for you, but she can give you so much more. Okay?
Okay.
Because she went through this and a lot. She went through a lot more, plus more, and she's gonna. Oh my God. Whew, I'm going to do another interview with her another day, but today is your day. And both of you ladies went through a lot. And what I told her what you went through, she said, up, she named it. And I was like, oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I also reached out to someone else who's reaching out to her friends who has some connection. So I'm working on some things, okay? I'm working on some things.
I
Okay.
also have more connections for you after this, okay?
Okay. Great.
Okay. Because social media is where it's at. Social media is definitely where it's at. Um, First off, Linda, can you please tell everyone who you are?
I'm sorry. I think I have some bad connection.
Okay, you can fix it. Can you
Huh?
do you have any other devices on?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any other devices on, like any Twitter, Facebook, any other?
No. No, I don't.
You don't? I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
I could hear you. Sometimes if I use my phone, maybe if I just get on my phone instead of the laptop.
Okay. Whatever works for you.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Okay. I can hear her good though.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
I can hear you well too.
Yeah. We hear you good. Um,
Let me just get out of this one. Uh,
I want to say thanks everyone who is joining. Please hit that like button and please share this video. Kathy B, hello. Hello, my Anita. Hi. Hello, beautiful ladies. Don't forget to hit that like button and please don't forget to share this live. Before I start, I want to say I can't even imagine of what you're going through, Linda. I'll wait till she get her connection going. Okay. Oh, there she go. Okay, so wait a minute. Which one is the right one?
So
is this one good? Is this one better?
Here, let me get. Okay.
Okay, I have to erase this
up.
one. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to say kick from studio, but I got to edit it. So hold on. Okay, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah, it's really better.
Okay. I can't even imagine of what you're going through. And I want to say you're not alone. I am so sorry what you're going through. And know that when she told me the story, I was like, wait, what? Tell people who you are. Let's start with that. Tell everybody who you are.
Well, I'm Linda. I have 3 kids. My oldest is Dominik, 29. His 2 other brothers, 27, Christopher and Noah, 19. And, I was pretty much a single mom and, just struggling, got into a relationship after my kids, maybe Dominik was about 7 years old. So that's since when he had a stepdad. And, Dominik, was very mischievous. He, danced to the own beat of his drum. With that being said, during his teens, he had a hard time following house rules. He ended up living off and on for like about less than 3 years with my sister. And then after that time, me and my sister became estranged, starting at the age of, my age, 25. And so pretty much it's been like almost 25 years since I've been estranged with my sister, for the same reason that she never provided anything good for my son, Dominik. So, and then from there, Dominik has been in and out of of our lives, and I've been helping him and still showing him how to stay with a job, how to do business. I was actually helping him with his business at 25 or 26 years old when I was actually doing everything for him because I was trying to show him how it's done. And that's real estate, where we're not realtors, but we're a little bit, investors, small time. And I was just showing him the in and outs and how do you do things. And he was about 26 and a half years old. We're in the middle of escrow. Escrow was supposed to close on a Monday. And Dominik was very excited. And he went out that weekend before Monday and Saturday night and got into a traumatic car accident that left him, hanging on to his life. He was a passenger of a drunk driver, which was somebody that he was just dating. So, and that's how everything began.
Okay. So he was a passenger of this person that he was dating at the time. Did you know the person that he was dating?
I met him once on Christmas. So he was only dating him for like about about a month and a half until when the accident happened. So I met him. He brought him home for Christmas. I met him. They slept over, and on January 23rd, the following, the new year, after the new year, that's when he got into the traumatic car accident.
Okay. Give me 1 minute. because I wrote a few things down. I have to write stuff on my phone because. Okay. Do you know where they was coming from?
From bar hopping in LA.
Okay.
So they were both intoxicated. I always bugged Dominic, never to go drinking and driving. And so yeah, he didn't he didn't
Right.
pay he didn't decide to drive, but he picked a drunk driver.
Okay.
And then a lot of things crosses my mind because my son, he was just a social butterfly. So he never lasted more than 2 months with anybody because he was just dating. And then that makes me feel that my son is very argumentative, that they were possibly in an argument when he is like, how could you go wrong way in a freeway? And he's driving, he's in the freeway. He's not just in the exit of the freeway. He's driving in the freeway wrong way. It's like, how could you not realize that?
Yeah. Did he injure anyone else in that accident besides your son?
No, he got the innocent driver driving the right way on the freeway. So there was a head-on collision. So there's a big possibility. I have the information of that person, but I don't feel that I should call. And I don't know if he was also in ICU with in the same department as my son. So he was gravely, hanging on to his life.
Can I ask you why you never reached out to him?
Because I felt as though, well, you had these two that were both intoxicated, and then I didn't get a hold of the police reports until like about maybe, I don't know, about 9 months later. So the drunk driver kept trying to convince, because my son had a head injury, so he was trying to manipulate my son into stating that he was the driver when his injuries are consistent with being a passenger. So this drunk driver is just like, wow, I just can't believe. And I heard him. He kept trying to tell him, Dominik, just tell them that you were the driver when his injuries are consistent of being a passenger. When he got the seatbelt injuries, and yeah.
Let's talk about his injuries.
Sure.
What was his injuries to the accident?
Oh my gosh. The major ones, I mean, there's so many, but the major ones, he had a traumatic brain injury. I use abbreviation because I don't know the full word for it's a DAI, and it's a DAI grade 3 brain injury, which there's 1, 2, and 3. 3 being that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it. You're not going to recover. On the grade 3, your recovery is very slim. And he had an I'm going to say the word wrong, erotic. One of his heart valves dissected in the impact because of the car airbag. The car airbag that hit against his chest, and also with the impact. So he had one of his main arteries to his heart dissected on impact. That alone should have killed him within minutes. And he was had internal bleeding. He suffered a stroke. He mangled both his right leg, where he's missing bone on his right leg, and his mangled left forearm is missing even significant amount of his bone on his arm. So I mean, just out of all of that, I mean, that's it. He was just, in a coma. He wasn't waking up. Finally, about a month later, he woke up, it seemed like he was being like at 1 month and a half, 1 month and a half, he was coherent. And then he went into like a living facility, and I took him out of there because he was doing his recovery was like amazing. I mean, even the doctors, when they took an MRI of his brain, they asked me, what does he do? And I'm like, what do you mean? What does he do? He does everything. He internet shops. He messages. He was on Facebook. I mean, he did everything. So, I mean, he was recovering amazingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a
it
question.
was, yeah, go on.
Can you share your perspective on the moment immediately following the accident?
Oh, I was numb. I mean, the moment of of my perception of everything
Yeah, your
that
perspective. Like, first of all, how did you even find out about the accident?
my son was listed in the hospital as a John Doe. The hospital, finally, the drunk driver gave them I guess the phone number or his phone, or they somehow got my number off of the hospital system, because I used to take my son to the hospital whenever he had seizures, because my son's epileptic. So they found my number and they called me and they asked me to describe my son. And I described my son, and it fitted, and yeah. But he was pretty much a John Doe for about a whole day, and when I found out,
A whole day?
yeah. Well, yeah, a whole day. Like the accident happened on Saturday morning, which is Sunday morning, basically, like at 1:30, and I wasn't aware of it until Sunday huh? Like Sunday afternoon, like 3 o'clock. It took them a while to find me.
Charges.
So, I'm sorry.
Charges. Did he get charged with anything?
Yeah, he got charged for DUI, and he basically went through 10 attorneys, got away with it. Well, he pled guilty. It was a slap on the hand. He was booked and released. And that's it. Maybe did 1 day in jail for my son's life, basically my son's life.
Wow.
Yeah.
You hear that, Tiffany?
Yeah, I can't hear Tiffany.
Yeah, I can't hear her either.
I wasn't trying to talk to you guys. I was telling these kids something, but
Oh,
I'm listening to everything. I'm listening to everything you guys say. I'll do it at the end after she tells her story.
Okay, yeah.
And then that way I know like what to offer,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also inviting other people in that have the same story so that they can also help you.
Thank you, Mama.
This story gets even way twistier and just bad. It's just going bad. So I wasn't in town. I was out of town when they called me. So imagine I'm trying to drive back home and I have like 4 hours of driving time, knowing that my son is dying in a hospital and I'm out of town. I'm like 300 miles away. And so I didn't know who to call. And I thought, well, there's an estranged half sister, estranged for 23 years. I do not talk to her because I do not like her. She's not a good person, but she was the closest person to the hospital. And I thought, this is an emergency. Let all our feelings aside, and plus she cared supposedly for him. And I'm going to call her and I'm going to tell her, please do me the favor and get in contact with the hospital, because at this point I was just numb. I couldn't think, I couldn't act, there was nothing I could do. And I felt I was caged in a car and I couldn't do nothing because I'm 300 miles away. So I called up this half sister of mine, And she right away, she went, she contacted the hospital. She went down to the hospital for me. And until I got there. So that's where everything started, with inviting this person back into my life. And and she's a narcissist. She reeled me in. I mean, I called her first, and like my husband said, yeah, I let her in, but I needed someone at the time. And that was my only option. I felt that was my only option. And she's just been weird. She committed elderly abuse against my parents. This happened all in between the recovery of my son. So I didn't know she was like, I thought it was my mom just making rumors about her, but I found this out to be true. And then when my mom showed me all not only photos, but also she was committing financial abuse. And my mom showed me the statements and everything, what she was doing to her accounts. And I didn't find this out until, I don't know, about a year ago. So yeah, so I invited this person back into my life. That's not good. So my estranged half sister teamed up, believe it or not, with a drunk driver. And I told her I didn't want him around my son. And then once my son was talking, he's an adult, and you're supposed to have, I guess, the least restricted environment. I mean, that goes with anyone with disabilities. You want to give them, some of their freedom. And I let him have a conversation. I let him have this relationship, or continue the relationship, or pick up where they left off. Because of course my son didn't remember none of the accident. He probably didn't even remember a whole day before the accident. So he lost his memory from a day before the accident, and then during the whole 2 months that he was hospitalized. Wow. So he did not remember anything. So he let this person back in. This person, the drunk driver, squirmed his way back in, manipulated both me and my son. He manipulated me by saying, I'm going to help you with your son. I want to help you. I want to do good. I let him start staying at my son's house, because I was living at my son's house. Yeah, because it's probably what his attorneys told him, like, hey, go with the family, help them out, or I don't know, do good, And so I let him into my son's house. He was helping me, it seemed like at first, because he was giving me like some respite from, that would give me time to go grocery shopping, to do errands for my son. So I didn't have anyone else. Then when I wanted to see my family, my own kid and my husband, which they're on Barstow, and I was in LA, I was leaving Dominik too much alone with this person. And so then I had my middle child, Chris, move in with his girlfriend to help, to keep an eye on them, because it was a 3-bedroom house. I'm like, there's plenty of room and no one's going to get in no one's way. And yeah, they saw a lot of things too that was going on. This guy was pretending to clean, pretending to do a lot of stuff. Would leave my son in urine soak bedding in his clothes. I mean, whenever he knew I was coming, he would just clean up the place in last minute. I mean, this guy was just living off of us. And the whole time, my sister was, my father was still alive, so she was still milking my dad. And my dad's end stage dementia, Alzheimer's. My dad was gone mentally like 10 years. So she had to keep him alive to benefit from him, to get all his government, money benefits. So she was too busy with him. So she never visited my son. I think she visited him once, and that was it. So September came around, and just to remind you, I have this drunk driver in the house with my son. I go and do errands. I left them alone. My son and his girlfriend are working, or they moved out at that point. And I went, and then I also went to Barstow to visit my family. And then they call me up, my sister calls me up and tells me that Dominik just had a 40-minute seizure and went 10 to 15 minutes without oxygen. And that pretty much, I knew he was done. That was it. That was in September of 2023.
What happened with that time? Did he didn't call the ambulance?
No, he did not dial. He did not call 911. 911. He did not provide any CPR. He just thought or waited or didn't care. And then finally, when he saw he wasn't stopping to seize, then he decided, he got probably scared, call 911, but it was too late. Not even emergency meds worked because he went too long without oxygen and he just kept seizing. And then another thing makes me think, he was helping me with administrating his medication. And I'm thinking, I used to find his seizure medication in the wash. So I'm like, he was supposed to take this. Like I had him counted, and he was not giving him his seizure medication. So
what kind of state is your son in now?
He's been in a permanent vegetative state already for over a year and 2 months. Pretty much that's it. I mean, you do not recover from a permanent vegetative state. He's on a feeding tube. He has a trach. He could breathe on his own, but occasionally when he does get a seizure or sometimes stress, he needs oxygen, and then he needs frequent suctioning. So he has a trach. He's from a feeding tube. He lives in a bed.
And due to this, he still wasn't charged? Or was he?
No, nothing. So my son goes to the hospital on September 2023 for this medical emergency. You know, the guy, the drunk driver, Aaron Bishop, he goes back to the house. I went back home, but there's no need for me to stay in my son's house. My son wasn't there no more. So I went back home. And Aaron, the drunk driver, he continued living there. And I go, okay, well, maybe he needs some time to leave. You know, he could go back to his parents or wherever he came from. He never left. Then when I told him, I'm gonna start the process, that's it. I already knew what condition my son was in. I already know anytime after 5 minutes, even like in a drowning, if your brain is without oxygen, it begins to die. So my son was 10 to 15 minutes without oxygen. He wasn't. We did experimental. I approved the experimental procedures like IVIG, which is like they clean the plasma. So it's kind of like a dialysis where they clean out your blood. It goes through a filtration. And then they clean your blood, and then they put I guess like nutrients or vitamins. I'm probably not right on this, but that's what I approved. I wanted them to do because I was trying anything to help him, but nothing helped. So Aaron never moves out. I told them, you know what? I'm going to put the house for sale. And once I said I was going to put the house for sale, my estranged sister, Rose, comes and starts leaving, like using the house like her storage. So it would be harder for me. I'm like, no, I'm pretty good. I deal with real estate. Well, with real estate, I've dealt with moving. I'm pretty good at moving. I mean, so I'm like, no, this is not going to stop me. And I continue with moving. And then when I told Aaron that the realtor was going to come to show the house, he would not allow the realtor to come in. So then that's when I knew it was a squatting problem. And I got an eviction against Aaron, the drunk driver. I got an eviction, and still he didn't want to get out. And you have, it's a whole legal process, so it could take even months, maybe a year to get him out. So then I spoke to the DA that he was still had the open case for the drinking and driving. I spoke to the DA, and she got him out. She got him out, which was great, and finally got him out. I changed locks that same day, and the next day, the house was broken into. I go, okay, well maybe he forgot something, or maybe he wanted to grab some stuff. Fine, I let it slide. I changed the locks again, and okay, and the reason why I remember, because I had to get what they did when they broke in, and I have to say they, because it was my sister, her husband, Sammy. It was Rose, Sammy, and Aaron that broke into my house, because there's witnesses. There's 2 witnesses in the neighborhood. What they did is that when they broke in, they changed the locks. So they changed my locks to whatever locks they had, so they could keep coming, in and out. So then I had to call some locksmith, and change the locks. Then they broke in again, and they did the same thing, changed the locks again. And so then I had to call the locksmith again. And this time there was property damage. And this time they stole more than half of my son's belongings. They wiped him out. They took all his electronics, and his phones, and all his electronics. Never had any passwords, because my son, it was easier for my son to access it that way. They took all his stuff. I made a police report. Even before they broke in, I had it's called a 6021 file, meaning no trespassing, and that if they do trespass, they will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And I had those up on the house, and they still broke in. I filed a police report. I got a private investigator. They found 2 witnesses. The detective from the sheriff's department, it's LA, it's East LA Sheriff's Department. So that's all you need to know. It's like, they're so backlogged. I mean, it's like, this is just a burglary, and it's not like a murder or anything. So that's like the last on their list. So finally, so they do that. Okay, so in between them, yeah.
Let me ask you, what happened at the nursing home when he would go visit? Because wasn't there something where the nursing home said, well, we can't stop them, or something like that?
Yes. So once he got evicted from the DA to not return to the house, he started living at the facility where my son is. So my son is he's in a skilled nursing home, and Aaron is sleeping there in a cot in his room, using the shower, using the hospital shampoos, everything. Like he was using it like a hotel. And when I brought this to the attention of the social workers, they told me basically they're not babysitters, and they're not there to enforce anything. They're because I didn't have, even if I did have a restraining order, they cannot enforce it. And since they're like they're a living facility / subacute, so basically it's like an in and out place. It's like your home. You could go in and out. So they can't really stop him from doing that. They can be babysitting. So that's what happened after I threw him out. He got out. And with all of that, so like back again to the electronics and my son not having no passwords, not password protected, they got a restraining order. And I mean by Rose and Aaron got a restraining order because Rose works for a very shady attorney. She's dirty. She's just like dirty. She's like a bad person. She's an office assistant. And she got a restraining order against me. The restraining order is coming from Dominik. So how can my son, that's in the vegetative state, unhook himself? He's in a vegetative state. He's in San Bernardino, and the restraining order was obtained in Los Angeles County. So from one county to another. How is that even possible that this was approved by a judge? this fake restraining order, and it was also signed. It was what's it called, docu-signed by Dominik, and it was sent to one of his old emails that Aaron, of course, signed for him, because Aaron's the one who's
is the boyfriend, the
yeah,
ex-boyfriend.
wow, the self-proclaimed, yeah.
Mm.
And Aaron, I mean, so there's a lot of fraud, forgery. I mean, I'm still dealing with that, and with the detective. And so they did that. Of course, it didn't stick, but the whole point that at first it was approved, the emergency TRO, because it was just viewed by the judge, and he just gave it to them. It's like, how could this even be approved? So they did that, and that's what started the whole conservatorship, probate court. My sister on March or February of this year, I filed for conservatorship, and she objected, because she was filing for conservatorship herself. When she found out what my conservatorship was already in place, she did an objection to my conservatorship. The drunk driver, Aaron, filed an objection to my conservatorship. The drunk driver is like, how could you, you're the one who caused the accident, and
Right.
you're objecting for the mom to not be a conservator? It's just ridiculous. And then also one of the someone else, an ex-boyfriend of my son, that my sister got to, where she convinced him, or she even wrote the letter for him and submitted it. So the biological father, which I like to call the donor, he's an inmate at a federal prison, and she wrote to him.
What?
And so then she got an objection from this person, this donor that's never been in any of my kids' life. He's been in jail, all my kids, all of their lives. And I've never had a relationship with this person. So it's ridiculous, the extents that she went to, and the extents that Aaron has went to.
How
It's
have
just,
you
it's,
been coping with this? How have you and your family been coping with this?
well, I mean, like, I can't be depressed. Yeah, I don't have a choice. I mean, I have a husband. I have my 19-year-old. I'm very, like, other than this whole thing about I've always been a very happy person. My family, we live happily. We live a good life. So it's like me being depressed. I don't even know what depression is. So I'm probably going through it, but I don't know. Because I mean, I like to laugh, I like to smile, and then yeah, I do feel like I'm losing my mind, but I bug a lot of people. I bug my attorneys. I bug the detective. I find people to try to vent to, but yeah, I don't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any any outside help? Like, I know you said you have a lawyer.
Yeah.
How's that working out? Because
Um,
we talked about
it's
that.
just they're a whole different monster. I don't know. I just don't feel. I don't feel the help. I feel sometimes, but I'm also, like I said, I don't know what depression is. I am paranoid. I mean, I know what paranoid is. I am feeling paranoid because at times I don't feel like they're on my side. So that's not good.
I'm sorry.
And with these attorneys, this is not just like I thought I made the best decision with the attorney. I mean, I thought they were like good. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe I can't see it, But I out of my son's, okay, because I am temporary conservator for my son.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Sure.
just have to. I'm sorry. Are you getting your hair done? I'm very professional when it comes to my
Oh, well, let me turn the camera off then.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm
I'm
with
sorry.
the it's okay. No, with my son, I am his the durable power of attorney. He gave it to me. I mean, when he was already talking and eating at the facility way back in 2022. Um, so I've been his durable power of attorney. I've now been the court gave me temporary conservatorship over his health. My sister, because of my informal accounting, they don't approve of certain meals that I was having. And let me tell you that I did not pay myself. I did not get. I mean, my meals was my way of paying myself. Imagine I'm paying myself by meals, and that's because I had to eat out. I wasn't at home. I was running around like a chicken without its head. So it's like, and lodging, I still have paid for my own hotels. I didn't charge it against him. I mean, I've gone in debt myself. And with that being said, I spent for his attorney with my son's money, like I'm at 65,000. So my estranged sister is trying to deplete his funds because if it's not going to be for her, it's not going to be for nobody. I
Hmm.
mean, that's what it seems like because the judge, everyone is just lagging. I mean, it's just like they're dragging their feet. And she's like a lunatic in court. She sounds crazy, and it's like, can't you see the crazy? It's like, what is going on? Why are we entertaining her?
What? Right. That's what I was about to ask too. What actions did you take?
Oh, against her? Well, against Aaron, I'm
Both
seeking.
of them. Both of them.
Yeah, against Aaron, I'm seeking a restraining order against him. I just don't trust him. He's causing additional harm to Dominik, and I just need him gone. He still has a life. He has two legs, two functioning legs. He has a body. He could live his life somewhere else. He does not need my son. And as for my sister, I'm just pressing charges for the burglary against her husband, and Aaron. So, but at this point, I can't get a restraining order against my sister, even though I am in fear of her because she's unstable. So now it's like I have to lock my cars. I mean, like I told you, I'm a little bit paranoid. I'm locking my doors. I'm looking outside. Who followed me? I can't go outside and do laundry, when it gets dark. I mean, I don't go to the market when it gets dark because I'm paranoid that she might do something.
Hmm.
And I
Wow.
can't
Has
get
she
a
threatened
restraining order
you?
against her. Huh?
Has she threatened you in any way? Do you
I'm
feel you
sorry?
feel threatened? Do you feel threatened?
No, she threatened my mom. And so
Oh.
my mom told me she's scared of her. I was like,
Oh.
okay, if you threaten your own mom, that means what's going to happen to me.
Scary.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think she's very unstable. I mean, like I said, I don't know what depression is. I mean, maybe even my paranoia is a part of depression. I mean, I'm not seeing anyone for it, but I am a little bit, like being on lookout because I don't feel safe around her. And but I am going to press. I mean, like I said, the burglary has been sent to finally is being sent to the DA. So the DA is going to look at it and see if they're going to want to press charges. So hopefully, they have the witnesses, and hopefully
Good.
that goes through.
Good. I hope so.
Yeah.
Um. Wow. Are
It,
y'all seeing? Have you heard from the ex-boyfriend since then? Since
no,
recently,
no,
or
he's been very quiet.
mm,
But it doesn't matter because I still want that restraining order in place because I don't want it to be where he catches me off guard and then does something stupid.
right? That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I mean, but as for the estranged sister, it's unbelievable. It's like my 19-year-old doesn't even know her. Imagine that. My one of my kids does not even know her. It's just she's disgusting. She puts on Facebook that that my son Dominic, the one in the vegetative state, he painted a picture of a butterfly.
Hmm.
I'm serious. I could send that to you later on. You got to see this, the whole post that he's painting. I'm like, what the? That scares me. Not
Wow.
only do I feel disgusted, but it scares me.
Let me ask you, how has this incident affected your view on alcohol and safety?
I, you know, I've never, I don't, I've never had a bad, I've never been like around, I guess, alcoholics or, um, casual drinking. It's fine. I don't have, I am now more of a, is there a sober driver? I don't care if it's even one drink. Is there a sober driver? That's what I'm for. Safety, as yeah, safety. It's just like doesn't matter. If you're under the influence, you shouldn't drive at all. I mean, and not even that, not even just about being under the influence. It's also following, like your speed limit and being courteous to other drivers and following the rules of the road.
I was going to ask you that. That was my next question. Do you
Yeah.
have any thoughts on the responsibilities on individuals have when it comes to looking out for one another in situations like this?
Yeah, they should. They should absolutely. I mean, I always tell my friends, and my friends are pretty responsible. They're like if they drink, they just stay put, which means that if it's in my house, they're gonna stay. I already know they're staying
Right,
put.
staying over. Right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah. So that's I mean that's a good thing, because and then there's always that one like husband or wife that's gonna be the sober one. They watch the kids, they don't drink at all, they're the good drivers. So I feel safe that my friends or family other family members, they're gonna be good. But I mean, like my 19-year-old, he's driving more on the road and he's going everywhere. I tell him every day, he already knows about the impact of drinking and driving. He doesn't drink and he doesn't do anything. He's just like a goody two shoes. That's good.
Aw.
But also like watch your speed, watch other drivers. Yeah, I'm constantly every day. You just got to be courteous. You can't just don't be rude. You
Yeah.
know.
How do you feel about the lack of actions taken by your son's boyfriend during this incident?
I have no idea. I just like um I feel that I felt like if him and my sister were going to benefit from my son, benefit from the opportunity. It's like no, I'm the mom. My son's never had any kids. He's never been married. I'm going to take care of my kid. Like you guys are the least people that are going to be involved in anything in his health or financial. It's like, no, I don't know why they feel so entitled.
And what would you want other parents to know about dealing with similar situations involving their children's in relationships?
Oh, well, me and my husband, and I'm going to have my kids, my middle child and my 19-year-old, I'm going to have them do it, which is have a medical directive signed. I mean, by an attorney, legally signed, that in case an event of an emergency, that they couldn't nominate, you know, one of the parents or both parents as their voice, a
But what
decision
would you
maker.
what would you have to say to other parents that's going through this?
Oh gosh.
I know.
I don't know. I'm so lost. I I'm just I would say I think other people would think I am very angry, but like I said, maybe like I said, I'm not. It's not like I don't get up from bed, but I just live life and just take it one day at a time. And that's
And
all
it's
you could do because
okay.
and the crying is not gonna do nothing. It's not.
But it's okay to cry. It's
Yeah.
okay to be angry. It's okay. I want you to look in that camera. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. I want you to look at him. Who is this?
That's Aaron Bischoff. That's a drunk driver.
I want you to talk to him. What would you want to say to him?
That he's a piece of shit and he needs to get out of my son's life. Pretty much that's it. He's a piece of shit. He's a low life. Like you are a piece of shit and you need to get out of my son's life. My whole family's life. I don't fucking care where he disappears to.
Okay. You did an amazing interview.
Thank you.
Amon Army, Miss Hair Lady,
Yes.
throw your hair up in the camera now.
Oh, yeah, you got to, because see, I work split shift, so I have to work from 10
You threw
a.m.
me
to
off
3
with that
p.m.
girl.
and then from 6
Hair
p.m. to
bouncing
11.
everywhere.
Yep, got to.
Yeah, but you should have told me ahead of time.
Oh, I just never thought about it being a big
It's
thing.
okay. But please
Yeah.
let me know ahead of time so we
Well,
could.
how about I just turn the camera on, or I can just go for now.
No, go ahead. I want you to talk to her. I'm done. Talk to her.
Okay. So your story is very similar to mine. Same thing happened. I was out of state, called somebody to go hang out or to go next to my husband's bed. And that was his sister's. And I never thought anything of that. Like, I just figured we were all family and we were going to fight this together. But they did the same thing. They seen this as a come up, for they
Yeah.
thought that my husband's accident was going to make him $1 million. And that's what they kept saying. We're going to be millionaires. I went through probate.
Oh, wow.
The attorney that you have, is that through probate? Like, is that the one they give you, or did you get your own attorney?
No, I shop for my own. It's a probate family attorney, and they do conservatorships.
Okay. Because you were saying how you didn't feel like they were on your side, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just there.
Okay, so you're saying sometimes they're not. Are you saying that, or you're?
Sometimes they're not for your benefit.
Well, yeah, that's
in the probate system. It's all about money. The attorneys all get
Yeah.
money. The judge gets money. Everybody gets money. And so
Yeah.
you're not wrong for thinking that they might not be on your side.
Yeah.
I have a huge community for you. We're all going through the same thing with probate.
Mhm.
You're not alone. This is something that we are trying to stop having, is like the probate being able to gain off of somebody else's life.
Oh yeah.
And it's okay to sometimes, like you were saying, I'm not depressed, but I'm not okay. It's okay
Yeah.
to feel numb. It's okay to feel like you don't know what you're talking about sometimes. My words will
Yeah.
leave me. You have a huge community now, though, that is backing you up. I cannot wait to, talk with you and help you out,
Yes.
especially with a friend of mine. Her mother had the same situation. Her mother is now the same thing. See, her mother got kidnapped by her sister and her niece. And by the time she got her back, she's no longer able to even speak. She's also,
Oh,
had
wow.
the same thing, went and declined. She had 3 strokes, I believe, out of,
Mhm.
of her care. So
Wow.
as far as the guy goes, though, you said he's only been there a month. So it's kind of crazy that they're allowing him to do that. But do you feel safe with where he's at, like in the nursing home at all? Do you think that they're taking care of him, they're turning him, they're doing all of that?
No, I actually have I I actually pay for an aide or a caregiver or someone just to be his eyes and his voice for me. And she goes there every day. But since, I mean, it's just now that we're going, the all my son's funds, the living trust, because I created a living trust as a durable power of attorney. I'm able to create a trust for my son. I created a trust. The trust is now going to a fiduciary. So now let's add the fiduciary into this mix. So then they could charge their fees. So now, I mean, like, there's more additional fees. There's attorney fees there. So it's like, no, I don't feel comfortable with my son being there, but I can't move him because I'm in the middle of the conservatorship, and they
Right,
say
right.
that he's fine there, which he's not.
Right. And so did I get this right? The boyfriend is still there, being able to stay with him?
No, he's not sleeping over. He's not sleeping over, but he is still sneaking in and doing his little visits. I mean, yeah, he's probably being quiet about it, but I'm done with him. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't need him in my kid's life. I don't need him in my life. I don't need him involved at all. I mean, no.
So
That's dangerous.
So
Yeah.
you are right now a temporary conservator, correct?
Yes.
So, and you don't have a restraining order against him yet?
No, I'm working on it. He's
Okay.
still he's avoiding being served. So he's like, after 3 attempts, it's considered being served.
Okay.
So he's been
'cause I was
avoiding.
gonna say, once you do that, he can't come in there no more. You just put it on the paperwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
so
he's avoiding being. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying that he's just avoiding it as possible, and I think that's one of the reasons why he hasn't visited my son as much as before, because he just doesn't want to be caught.
I wonder if there's any way that we could get you a little cam to put in there.
I'm sorry, a little what?
A camera to put in there, like the little
Oh
tiny
no,
teeny
no,
ones?
it's California. Yeah, that's it's no, it'll be a violation of privacy.
I think
Okay.
that's very dangerous for them to even allow him still in there after what he
Yeah,
did. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
And which
and
is why I
so
was asking if she was safe with the nursing home, or if she was happy with the nursing home, because a lot of times
yeah.
they'll let people come in that don't want good care. You see what I'm saying? They don't want people
Yeah.
in there that are watching their care, but if they have people in there that are like, hey, do whatever you want, that's who they want
Mhm.
there the most.
Yeah, because then nobody has to work. Basically, they're not working. They're not, and so I'm keeping a good eye on my kid. I have, like I said, a companion aide keeping an eye on them, keep an eye on him as much as I could afford. And it's just at this moment it like the social workers seem a little bit friendlier than other places. They actually talk to me, but there are a lot of talk and nothing, no action. So at least they talk to me. And there's worse out there, like
Oh, I know.
yeah. So I mean, they try to be proper, but they're not. I mean, I'll take whatever I could get, at this point.
Right. Well, it sounds like you're doing all the steps you need to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have a huge community for you. We're all going through the same thing. We're all trying to fight
Okay.
for laws to
Yeah.
change.
And no, and definitely needs to be. I mean, I'm not I'm not someone, I'm like the next of kin of my son. I'm the mother. I'm like, how could there be such a thing where my conservatorship is going to be objected just because he's an adult? But if he
Right.
was a minor, I still have legal rights. Because he's an adult, I have none. Basically, I don't have none. I have to fight for them.
Yeah, yeah, and
Is
that's the part of the system that's messed up.
is there anywhere else? I mean, social media is powerful. Social
Yeah.
media is good, but is there anything else? Because it sounds like to me like this ain't right, man.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I wrote
You are
letters
the
to
legal guardian. You can
the senator, the county senator, and they told me it's not a legislative issue, it's a
what did you
civil
say?
issue. So they're basically passing the buck. It's
Exactly
like
what Tiffany said.
I'm not stupid. It's like nobody
That's why
wants to
you
do
asked her that,
anything.
right?
I'm sorry?
Tiffany, that's why you asked her that.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
if you are the legal guardian, you can put a camera in his room. They are lying.
Really?
Yeah, and that's
I'm gonna look into that. I have an
It's
activist.
California, and I'm not sure
I'm gonna
if
look into that.
it's the facility itself could allow it.
well, you're not going to tell
But
them.
I'm going to look into it. And then also another thing, because I feel that the social workers of the hospital, and I have most of the nurses and the aides, the CNAs, they seem to be working on my side. I feel like, okay, if I cause any waves or step in on anyone's toes, things are going to get bad for me or worse. You know what I mean?
And that could happen.
And so
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I said
Yeah,
that
I
could
just don't.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to cause like, oh, well, the law says this or this. And I know there's probably a lot of stuff I could do, but because they're pretending to be all wanting to be helpful, which they're not, I still don't want to cause any waves right now because they're the least, I think they're probably like the least of my problem. They're like the last of my problem. The major one is my sister. Second to that is the drunk driver. And they're the last ones I would deal with because I just feel that I still could go there, I could stay there. I have people going watching my kid for me, when I can't.
Right.
And then I do got some good nurses that actually do care and do their job.
That's good because it's hard to get sometimes.
Yeah.
State laws are very regarding the installation of private cameras to watch over nursing home residents. Some states allow family members to put cameras in nursing home facilities.
Yeah, they even when I brought because to entertain my son, I brought a laptop. They made me cover the camera part with a bandage.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So I can't view him whenever I want.
What?
I'm not saying to break any laws, but
Yeah.
if anything, I would put it in there and not say a thing. Don't say anything.
Oh yeah,
to
there's
anybody.
there's nanny cams. I could get a teddy bear and put it there, and they'll never
Yeah.
know.
That's
But
what I think you should do.
I would. Shit.
yeah,
No, when the
and
boyfriends do. That scared the hell out of me.
I
After
mean
what he
my
already
kid.
did.
Yeah, my kid doesn't have any bed sores, so I mean he's young, maybe that's why, but he doesn't have no bed sores, which is a good thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't. He's clean all the time, which that's one of the facilities. Because, like I said, previous that when he was in a facility, he wasn't even being bathed. That was just ridiculous. So my kid is being like showered, if not every day, every other day. So I go, that's a good thing. Like I said, like they're probably like the last on my list, But the main thing, like are those two individuals where they're just wreaking havoc.
Right.
Yeah.
The camera thing is out, guys. We tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and give her my information. I'm
Okay.
gonna get off here so I can get my hair finished because
Message it to me.
Huh?
Message. Message. I'll send her your Facebook stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
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 Gotcha.
And
And
then
we
you
can definitely
message
talk
me.
All
more.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
can't wait to introduce you to the rest of us so that we
Okay.
can all work together.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Because I need more, yeah, support, ideals. I mean, probably there's more stuff I could do to help
Yeah.
my
Right.
son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
how I got my husband home. Is I literally came online and just told everything, all my whole story of everything that had happened and how it
Hmm.
all went down. Even from the start of like his drug addiction and all that. So
Yeah.
my kid was hit, or my husband, not kid, my husband was hit by a car on the freeway in the
Yeah.
fast lane. So
Wow.
yeah,
Sorry. I'm
and
sorry.
he had the same thing, TBI. And that's what they do. They treat you like you're brainless when you have a TBI, even though you can
Yeah.
still function. A lot of people will say, "Oh no, you're incompetent," and that's what they were telling my husband. But the
Yeah.
only way I got him home was being online and getting help from everybody. I didn't have money for an attorney, so I had to
Yeah.
do everything without an attorney, and it was
Yeah.
hard.
And imagine I have the resources, but nobody's still doesn't want to do nothing.
Yeah, it's all
They're just
family
taking
feud
they're just
stuff.
taking the money, but there's still nothing, no results. This should
Right.
have not, I mean, it's gonna be a year in February that I've been in probate court, which is ridiculous.
Mm.
Yeah.
And once again, there's a court appointed guardian ad litem, and he only went to go see my son once, and that's it. I believe they're supposed to do regular visits, and I mean, even the judge told him, you need to go visit that guy. You need to go visit him, because the guardian ad litem, nobody wants to work, nobody wants to do anything, everyone's
I
dragging their
know, it's
feet.
so crazy. I just can't
Yeah, so
understand
with
why they do it like that.
money or no money, I still just sometimes, even without money, I think probably most of the time you get more results because you're actually working probably for yourself, or people, nonprofit organizations, instead of paying for stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry for what you've been through, but I'm so glad that we got to meet and that I can bring you in on our group and figure out what we can do to help you. I'm telling you that I always mention this lady because the one with her mother that was in probate is because she has been to the Senate personally. She has been
Oh,
in those boardrooms. She has done like all these, all these investigations. Like she knows more than I know,
yeah,
way
and
more.
that's something where I have the time and the energy, and I'm not gonna stop.
Right. That's how I am too. I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I'll definitely give her your Facebook information. So y'all can message each other and she can get you some outlet of supporters on social
Yes,
media.
definitely.
Okay. And
Definitely.
I'm
I
gonna
got
Okay.
look
you.
into some things.
Yep. Iman's army. I got you.
Yeah. She
Okay.
has some
Thank you.
supporters on social
You're
media.
welcome.
So this
All
is
right,
this
Thank you.
is
Jeff.
good.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe.
Bye.
No problem.
All right. Have a blessed day. Okay. Uh thank you so
Thank
much
you. No, you.
for
Thank you.
no,
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I'm not gonna stop here. I'm gonna whoever wants to hear,
that's
they're
right.
gonna hear me, whether they want to or not.
And
Yeah.
of course, I'm gonna still spread awareness about your son. I have a mother who lost her daughter. Her daughter was murdered. Um,
Mhm.
it's a cold case actually. And I reached out
Oh,
to her because she has a lot of she's how can I say this? I know that when I reach out to people, right?
mhm.
Rather was I reached out to Amaz Army because I know that she has a big social media, right?
Yeah.
She has people that supports her because of what her husband went through, and I
Mhm.
interviewed her before, so I know that she would be the right person to have that social media influencer with you, right?
Mhm.
And then I have another person that I reached out with that I know that she has other pause, right? Like the mother who lost her daughter, she has other pause that she can help me with, right? Where it either comes with probably news stuff, eyewitness news, getting other platforms,
Yeah,
different things like that. I reached out
exactly.
to her, right?
And
Then I got
I've been
the
also, yeah, I've been writing to them too, like to all news outlets. I have
nice.
a journalist friend I just got
That's
in
good.
contact with, which he's gonna write a story for me.
Good.
I'm still working
I
on
was about to ask you that. Yes.
it.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He's
And
an
I have
independent journalist. He's
activists I'm working
independent,
with.
but he's independent, but I'm sure we could submit it somewhere.
Yes,
Yes,
good. See, listen, I believe in a higher power, right? And I believe that,
yes,
um, yes,
yeah.
God works through people, right? God works through people.
Oh my
And
God,
if
you're going
everybody,
out. I
yes, if
can hear you.
everybody keeps working together,
Yes,
things will
it's
happen.
gonna. I believe it's going to. I think things are gonna.
Things will
People are gonna
happen.
hear me. I'm Mama Bear, and they're gonna hear me.
I'm actually going to send this to Nancy Grace because she's always
Yep.
posting my stuff.
Okay.
So always
Yes,
posting my stuff.
definitely, and I love her too. But
Yes, that's my girl.
actually,
I love you some Nancy.
yes, and actually, me and my son Dominic, my poor baby right now, he actually loves her too. So
Aw,
we're
poor
fans. We used to
Dominik.
always, yeah.
I'm
So
gonna post it
hopefully,
to Nancy.
yeah,
What do you need right now? Anita, I will hit you back up because I think Anita is also in a facility. So I'll hit you up, Anita. Um, and I also talk to my advocates and activists also. She's both. She handles a lot of stuff. I was telling her a little bit about your case, but I'm going to break it
mhm,
some more down to her also. Um, yeah, I believe that if everybody could give me some suggestions, we give you some suggestions, and we look
yes,
here, and we look there, and we look here, and we look there, and we
yeah,
put little pieces of this together, and we all work together.
exactly. Every little bit helps.
Every little
Every
bit
little bit.
helps, right?
Yeah, yeah, and
Every
that's where, like, I don't need a GoFundMe. I need a GoFundMe for advice.
I like
I don't
that.
need
I
money. I
like
need to.
that.
Yes,
You're the
I
first
don't.
one
I
I
need.
heard
I
say that.
steer me in the right road where I
Oh,
could
you
get
the
my son
first.
could get some justice. For my family could get some justice.
You the first mother I ever heard say that. I like that. Anita, what
Thank
you
you.
can do for me is share. That's what you could do for me,
Yes,
mama. Share this right now, baby. Share it and
yes,
hit the like. But most of all, share it. All
yes,
right. I
absolutely.
want to say, I'm going to keep you on my prayers. I'm going to reach out to some people and I'm going to hit you back up later anyway. And not later.
Thank you so much,
It'll be tomorrow
Desmond.
because I still got stuff to do, but it'll be
Okay.
tomorrow. But
Thank you,
you are
Mom.
definitely in my prayers.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mama. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye. Thank you, Brooklyn Squad, for joining. Please keep this beautiful family in your prayers because prayer works and prayer is powerful. All right. So thank you, Neva. I'm sorry. I saw you. You asked to do a recap. You're gonna have to just press rewind because we was on here. I didn't do too bad. It was 6 o'clock. I did an hour. I usually do 3 hours, right? Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. I started at 5:45, maybe 5 minutes to 6. I did an hour instead of 3. Okay, now. But hey, Neva, together we break. I saw Katie in the building. I see my girl Kathy B. Juanita, Anita, Kathy B, Katie, and a bunch of other people in the background. Thank you all for joining. Thank you so much. And to Amon's Army, Tiffany, thank you so much. And for everybody else, I want you to have an amazing, blessed day. Check me out on all platforms, Facebook, TikTok, big on TikTok now, okay? Yes, your girl doing big on TikTok. Facebook, TikTok, Follow me on Twitter where your girl Nancy Grace posts all my stuff. Also check out my new podcast. Okay. Also Instagram, Clapper, and also on Newsbreak. Don't worry. If you're not on TikTok, I always download it to YouTube and Facebook. Okay? See you guys next time. Bye-bye. You was. Together we break. I'm all over, girl. I'll be busy every day posting. Every day. Thank you so much, Kathy B. Good night. Good night, everybody.